June 2014. Here's my 2 cents review on A Million Ways to Die in the West, a comedy directed by Seth MacFarlane. Everybody knows him from Family Guy. I'm fascinated why this film doesn't completely work, because it really doesn't. Because everything so far that Seth MacFarlane has touched has turned into financial gold. Everything he makes millions. Family Guy's all its little extra shows like American Dad, The Cleveland Show, even if they're not even that good, everything he touches turns into gold. This movie is not going to do very well at box office wise, and it doesn't really make any sense unless you kind of like dig into it and really figure out why. I loved his directorial debut. Ted, a couple years ago, I thought it was one of the best top 20 movies of 2012. I thought it was that good. Ted was a conventional romantic comedy with a lot of heart that just had that one little extra layer to it. The romantic lead's best friend was a talking teddy bear. And that's all that there is, that one extra hitch, and the film works. It basically gives us reality, but also gives us a hitch to kind of make us go into crazy world. That's what Seth MacFarlane does. He gives us Family Guy, conventional family with a talking dog and a talking baby and like these extra hitches, but we're familiar with the family, but he gives us these craziness that seems to work. That's what he does. So what he does in A Million Ways to Die in the West, he attempts the same act as Ted, a romantic comedy, just like Ted and all those other horrible Hollywood movies, with one little hitch. They were in a movie western. So it's a romantic comedy in a movie western. So basically, instead of a talking dog or a talking teddy bear, he basically changes the genre into a western. It seems like he's tinkered with his formula a little bit too much. And one of the problems is that with this western is that it's a western. How many jokes that he tells in this movie that anybody under 40 doesn't really understand totally? They laugh, but they don't really totally laugh because nobody watches westerns anymore. If you set this movie in space, then you got yourself a good film. Imagine setting this tone in space. You know, a guy kind of like Luke Skywalker who's supposed to fight people, but he doesn't really want to fight people. He's a coward. It works because it's in space and he can make all those space jokes. Plus, he makes this film, you can also argue that he made this film too rounded in reality. There are over-the-top moments, but nothing like Mel Brooks' 1974 Western parody, Blazing Saddles, which is a true masterpiece. But probably nobody under 40 even knows what that movie is, Blazing Saddles. So basically, I thought I was going to go see that film, a type of Blazing Saddles film, but I didn't see that. And I think others thought the same thing. But this film is a great lesson for MacFarlane. He obviously has a lot of heart in his comedy, what makes him stand out from the pack. But you just can't take a conventional romantic comedy set and set it in the 1800s and think people are going to flip out over like Ted. People flipped out over like Ted because it was a talking teddy bear who smoked pot. This is the 1880s Western. What's the big deal? He drives a horse and he doesn't like to be a gunfighter. It's not the same kind of like je ne sais quoi that Ted had. So basically, MacFarlane has an obvious choice to make. He's going to do Ted 2, which I guarantee he's going to do next, because after this kind of like bomb at the box office, he's going to do Ted 2, give people what they want, and then he's going to try to make another comedy without animation or CGI gadgets. Because basically, I guarantee you that's what he wants to achieve. That's what Seth MacFarlane truly wants. He wants to do a film that doesn't need those gadgets. This film didn't do it. It had funny moments, but not really a fun movie to watch all the way through. That's my 2 cents.